I feel like the past 24 hours has just been a complete nightmare. 104% on imports coming from China. 104%. And that means my small business that I put everything into is fucking done. I quit my corporate job about a year and a half ago to chase my dreams. I designed and launched a kids fitness brand, and it was going great. I paid fair wages. I built relationships. And then overnight, the cost just more than doubled. My margins were gone. You know, my business doesn't pay for a yacht or a private jet. It pays for our daughter's swim classes. It covers groceries. It helps with babysitters for date nights. This isn't just numbers on a policy sheet. It's real people, real jobs, real families. And now I'm back at square one. So wish me luck.
He lost $7 million in one day after publicly endorsing Trump for months and months and months. The tariffs hit him like a Mack truck. You can't make this up if you tried. So you all know that famous influencer, Dave Portnoy, also the owner of Barstool Sports, who does the reviews of like pizzas in New York City and was even on episodes of Bar Rescue. But let me show y'all the clip before before Trump won the presidency, because you can't get it out.
It's like, I'm voting Trump. If Kamala wins, I hope she's awesome. It's like if you root for a team that you think stinks and is bad, you should be pleasantly surprised if they're like, yes, that's my team.
He said if they stink and they're bad. How stinky does losing $7 million in 24 hours feel? No, but here's the crash out. I forgot to show you the crash out.
Trump has put his tariffs all over the place. Get some wacky formula and do tariffs. And everything's in the shitter because of it. I'm down $7 million.
It's just so good. It's so good.
These might be my favorite two posts on social media of all time. This guy said he voted for Trump to own the libs, and now he just lost his shoe business because of Trump's tariffs. In July of 2024, he says, I'm voting for Donald Trump for the economy and to own the libs, of course. But now he says, well, there went my shoe business. I don't understand why the tariffs have to eliminate the de minimis exception. Why does the government punish small businesses in this country knowing full well that Nike and all of the big brands will be fine paying the taxes, but his business gets wiped out? Gee, I wonder why the billionaire wouldn't fight to protect small businesses and why he would favor the corporations that lobby money to him. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, does it? Honestly, when I see posts like this, I don't feel bad for these people at all because they're getting exactly what they voted for. This is more proof that Donald Trump's tariffs are, of course, not good for the working class and small businesses. The bigger brands can just absorb these higher costs, move the supply chains around, or pass the costs along to the consumers. But small businesses don't have that type of cushion. They're the ones that go out first. And yet, Trump's base still cheered these policies on without knowing who they would actually impact. This is a classic example of what the Republican Party has gotten their base to do for years, and that's vote against their own self-interests. They are voting to give the billionaires more money, which means we get less money. It's that simple. 2 + 2 is 4.
Yeah, they shared the tariffs because we were told the tariffs would punish China and make American businesses stronger. But they forgot that tariffs are often taxes passed down to businesses, and the consumers end up paying the price. So let's have a look. Please like and hype the video, then I'll come back with more, right? Let's get into it.
Imagine being a teacher or a principal in a school in a red state, which depends on funding, federal funding from the Department of Education, and still voting for Donald Trump. What am I talking about? Watch.
CNN analysis found the 15 states that most rely on federal funding for its public schools in 2022 all voted for Trump.
And I voted for President Trump.
I mean, you're an educator. You
Yes.
didn't vote for Trump eliminating federal funds.
No, I did not vote for that. I voted for President Trump to make America first again. If we have
You fell for a slogan.
cuts, then that's going to mean bigger classroom sizes. I would lose teachers, first and foremost. It's devastating.
I don't think that anyone in our county wants to cut our school funding. I don't think that anyone voted for that.
Do you mind if I ask who you voted for in the election?
I voted for Donald Trump.
We all know and understand that red states, the education is abysmal, that they are always on the bottom of the docket when it comes to test scores, reading levels. They are horrible. And here we have two educators that know that their states, their schools depend on federal funding, depend on them, yet they didn't bother to do the basic research of what their candidate was going to do. They fell for a slogan. Instead of listening to all the times Trump said he was going to get rid of the Department of Education, that he was going to go after LGBTQ people, that he was going to get rid of DEI, that he was going to do all of these things, and looking at the bills that have been happening in red states, instead of actually doing the minimal bit of research, they fell for a slogan and thought, well, I never thought that this would happen. So I guess these red states are just going to have to pick themselves up by the bootstraps, right? Because they voted for this and now they're getting what they voted for. All my love.
Hello and good afternoon. In another edition of As the White Hood Turns, subsection, people who voted for syphilitic Sid now losing their business. Let's talk about Wilson Jones of North Carolina. Wilson and his family owned a lumber mill for 5 generations. So I take 5 generations to be at least 100 years, right? Right? At least 100. Well, he's a syphilitic Sid voter times. And now he's having to close his lumber mill. Listen. I love a good MAGA fuck around and find out. I do. I love it. I love it for them. But this is all I'm going to say in this video. At the end of the interview, they asked Wilson, given everything that you know, would you vote for syphilitic Sid again? And Wilson said, I don't know. Probably. That's it. That's the video. I have no sympathy, empathy, none of that for Wilson. Wilson! I got nothing for you. You just out there. Cause you about to lose your whole lumber mill. And you had the nerve to say that if given the opportunity, probably you would vote for the person that's causing you to lose your heritage and your children's inheritance and your grandchildren. Wilson, I hate to say this, but you deserve whatever happens to you from this day forward. Oh, okay. Okay, bye.
So, do y'all remember the owner of Trump Burger who was detained by immigration and is now set for deportation? Well, it looks like Houston's Trump Burger appears closed for now after months of legal fights and immigration issues. And the owner of the restaurant, his name is Roland Biani, who probably said this phrase a lot, "They're taking our jobs," which is really ironic because immigration came in and said, actually, we're taking your job. And you can't tell me otherwise, but this is one of the biggest cases of FAFO. Like, honestly, it's poetry in motion. It's funny because he idolizes the party and the president that is for mass deportations, and ended up getting a mass deportation of his very own. You see, Roland was probably enjoying his burgers and fries and milkshakes at his own restaurant, but is now enjoying his meals in an immigration detention cafeteria. So in conclusion, here's to the Trump Burger founder, the only man who was able to turn a Patriot-themed restaurant into a live demonstration of Republican immigration policy. The fries were cold, but karma came in piping hot. Anyways, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Bye.
Meet Wilson Jones. He and his brother are 6th-generation lumbermen, owners of Mackey's Ferry Sawmill in North Carolina, and they both voted for Donald Trump all 3 times. And because of the Trump tariffs, they had to shut down their family business of almost 40 years and lay off 50 workers. Now, whenever stories like this come out, there's only one question I wish reporters would ask. Knowing what you know now, would you still vote for Donald Trump again? And this time they did. Watch.
Do you have any regrets about voting for him?
There are some things I regret about voting for President Trump. Yes, 100%. Trade policy is one of them, even though that I wish he could have moderated his tone. Well, I understand you have to do one thing to get elected and then something else, but I wish it hadn't have turned out that way. That being said, given the 2 people running, regardless of what they said on the campaign trail, I would have voted for President Trump again.
I don't necessarily have regrets. I mean, it came out that that's what he was going to fight for. And knowingly that would affect us probably, because the only place to really ship a volume of lumber was either Vietnam or China. And so it's going to affect us. But I don't, outside of not voting, I don't think I had a choice to vote any other direction.
And this is why I roll my eyes when people say that Kamala Harris didn't connect with the working class, because the working class is literally out here saying that they would vote for Trump again after losing everything because of him. At some point, folks need to accept that the issue wasn't Kamala's message. The issue is who certain people are willing to hear it from. And that's a conversation a lot of people aren't ready to have.
Tariffs on all imports that he has described would be a 20% sales tax, in essence, on basic necessities for the average American worker, average American family, totaling almost $4,000 a year. That is no small matter.
Yeah, Kamala Harris won about the tariffs, but they did not listen because she was a black woman, Tariff is not a fine paid by a foreign country. It is a tax placed on imported goods, and when the goods come into a country, importers and businesses, they end up paying the price. And when their costs rise, they pass down the cost to the consumers by raising prices or even reducing jobs. And what does that mean? People end up paying more for food items, clothing, electronics, machineries, and construction materials. And this is why elections do matter a lot, because elections have consequences. People should take time to read and understand the policies beyond the campaign slogans, because once the policies are implemented, they stop becoming an idea and they start becoming lived experiences. And the consequences, they affect everybody, regardless of who you voted for, But unfortunately, many people don't take elections seriously. They treat elections as entertainment, But every vote is a decision about the future. Don't vote to hurt other people or even to hurt other countries without understanding the policy itself. Yeah, and that's why many people cannot feel sympathy for them, because they were warned about the policies, but they chose to ignore because they were motivated to hurt other people, but the consequences have landed on their own door. So take elections seriously, Don't vote for a policy because you want to hurt other person or you want to hurt other countries, without understanding how that policy works. Vote for a policy that is going to improve your life, create jobs, and strengthen the economy. So thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.